Be like, you damn people, here.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to a nicotine gum episode. This is our life.
He picked a hard time to de-nicotine himself.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm gonna talk about. Is I picked the wrong time to quit. No, I mean, like somebody said, actually, somebody on Facebook and somebody on High Five, they said it's never the wrong time to quit. You're right.
It's a hard time.
It's a hard time. Yeah, this is a hard time to
Challenging
quit.
time.
Very challenging. And I'm not exactly going about this right. This is my third box of 4 milligrams, and this is cool mint flavor, which is different than the other two flavors. Strong.
Sometimes they get them too strong, don't they?
Mm-hmm.
And you don't like mint anyway.
No, I do.
Well, I mean, in cigarettes.
No, I don't like. No, you're right.
Like cigarettes.
But what I was going to say because some people
That's what I meant.
have commented, and one person said, well, "Why don't you use the e-cigarette?" I'm like, I wasn't a smoker. I was a dipper. I used dip. Skull, Copen. I didn't use Skull. Skull was like smoking a menthol cigarette. Ugh.
That's strong.
No, I don't like it. It's just, to me, it's nasty. It just tastes
that's
bad.
why I said I thought you didn't really like menthol.
No, well, to me,
basically mint.
yeah, but like Copenhagen is like pure tobacco. It's like powerful.
Very strong.
Mm-hmm. It's like there used to be this chew that used to be out there called male pouch. It was the same way. It was like really, really compressed. Yeah, and well, you just take a little bite off the plug, and it will once you get it in your mouth, you chew it for a little while, it expands.
Just like you open the can and it knocks you over.
Yeah, so it's like I don't think they even make male pouch anymore.
Probably couldn't sell it.
But I bit my tongue last night. I bit it to the point that I was actually bleeding.
Ooh, honey.
Yeah, I mean I was.
In your sleep.
Before we went to bed, when I went into the bathroom, I was spitting blood out of my mouth.
Honey, you gotta be more careful.
It's sore today, but it's not bleeding, thankfully. But
don't bite down that hard on your tongue.
I didn't mean to. Anyway, so the whole tobacco thing in our culture has changed significantly, and my wife and mine, anyway, in our generation, when we were younger, in our teens and 20s, actually before we were in teens, and into our 20s, smoking was common. It was acceptable. You could smoke anywhere. I remember.
Nobody thought anything was wrong with it.
Yeah, I remember people smoking in hospitals. I smoked in a hospital.
Hmm.
I bought.
Now if you try to do that, they'd
probably
knock you in the head.
Yeah, I would buy packs.
Well, remember at the hospital in Lebanon, they don't sell regular sodas.
Only diet. I was about 14. I was in HIH, Houston International Hospital, adolescent unit. They had a machine, 75 cents for a pack of Marlboro Reds. 75 cents. And now you're paying $6, $7, $8, $9, $10 for it. And nobody, and there were no restrictions like what part of the unit you could or couldn't smoke. People smoked. The staff smoked behind the nurse's desk.
I remember sometimes seeing people on oxygen smoking.
Yeah.
Like, oh God, you're trying to kill yourself?
Yeah.
What, you want to explode?
So I smoked, then I went to dipping, and then I went back to smoking. And then I went to chewing, and then I went to dipping. But I dipped more than I did anything else. And that's part of the craving, is wanting to put that dip right in there.
The sensation.
Yeah, and one friend of mine on Facebook, she said, well, why don't you get a pacifier and suck on that? That'll help. I'm like, no, I don't really want to do that. But, so I haven't done that. But
well, it was tobacco flavored.
But, I waited until I had 5 boxes of 4 milligrams and 5 boxes of 2 milligrams And I've already, this is the third box of 4 milligram. I haven't started on the 2 yet, and I haven't really been doing it the way I'm supposed to do it because of all the stuff that's been going on. And
well, life's been kind of crazy.
yeah, and
Hectic.
so
We
I
can
don't
have
know.
one thing over with in one try.
Yeah, so I'm, my plan was to start exercising. I haven't been able to, and I'm so worn out. I just don't want to. I'm sorry if I sound whiny, but I don't want to exercise right now. I need to.
Your mind needs some exercise, but not your body.
Yeah, yeah, and so
Why don't you start working on that latch hook rug I have in there?
um,
Pull it out and, you know,
yeah,
that would give you something to think about and
you know.
you have
Well,
to concentrate when you're doing it.
I have a. Where did the book go? I don't know where the book is now, but I have a book I'm going to read. I've just started reading it, but um, either I need pure silence or I need to do something I don't want to do, which is take the earplug out of the computer and take it over there and put it into that boom box. And but then I have to find those CDs I got from CD Swap. It's like part of Paperback Swap. It's just a different site. And they're like music for reading and stuff like that.
Maybe somewhere here, CDs, or maybe some of those that you have.
So, but
you need to talk to me
more. Okay, sorry.
Well, I mean, sometimes just sitting here talking to you is
difficult.
Keeps both of us going,
Yeah.
This is something to do.
And one of the exercises I was going to do was getting up and walking, like going down the rail trail, walking around the common. But I don't want to leave my wife. Not that I don't want to, I'm not going to. Even if I wanted to, I wouldn't do it. Because I don't want to come back and find her smack dab face down on the floor. And
I wonder if I should get one of those like medic alert.
That's a good idea. That's a good idea.
Well, I mean, I haven't fallen, but I don't want to.
But I mean,
I don't want to be paying out the yazoo for something I won't use.
Yeah, yeah. Actually, we saw the other day, or I don't know if my wife saw it. I saw it. One of the doctors in the ER, he had a medical alert bracelet on his arm. Like, how can you? It was jangling, dingling, dangling there. I'm like, how can you do?
I think that would aggravate me.
Yeah, I mean, how can you do what you do?
I could probably deal better with a necklace.
Yeah.
Than a, especially when you're an ER doctor and you're washing your hands all the time and everything.
Yeah, and it's dangling. It wasn't like it was. Yeah, it wasn't firm. It was dangling. I'm like, isn't that kind of annoying? Doesn't it get in the way?
Yeah, I think it would.
And
get in the way at least.
So, but I don't want anybody to think, oh, you're complaining about you can't. No, I'm not complaining about. I'm look. I could go for walks. I'm not saying I can't do it, but I'm not willing to.
About my well-being.
Yeah, yeah. I'm not willing to risk my wife. Safety, exactly. So, I mean.
Had a little pull then.
I mean, yeah, she could. I mean, if something happens, she could call 911. Then I'm not going to know what happened.
But I always keep my phone right next to me.
Yeah, but then I'm
in my chair.
I'm going to get home and she's not going to be here. I'm like, what happened? Where did she go?
I could probably tell Ellis to.
Yeah.
Tell you.
But I'm just.
Our police, they're so busy.
Yeah.
They're running all over the place. I can check in with their head cut off. Not.
But
Yeah, we probably keep them awake at night.
No. So I just. I mean, yeah. There's actually some tobacco in the freezer, but I'm not going in there and using it.
Because I'm not going to let you.
Yeah, I mean,
you don't need to have that.
I made the commitment. I'm doing this. It's just.
I know it's hard right now, honey.
Yeah, it's just not.
Sometimes if you need to talk to me, start talking.
Okay, sweetie. So I'm just not. I mean, I'm going to get to doing it the way I wanted to do it because I actually found one of the books I've been looking for.
And it doesn't help that we had to rearrange half the house either.
Yeah, and I'm so worn out right now. The only person on High Five that talks to me, and she lives down in South Texas, actually. She lives near Brownsville, that's where my dad came across. Yeah, my dad was a Canadian, and he came across via Mexico. Well, officially, I mean. He actually came across in Washington State. But, she was saying, hey, it's, I mentioned on my High Five status, I picked the wrong time to quit tobacco, and she says, no, that's not the wrong time. It's always a good time to quit something that's bad for you, and in this way you'll be with you'll be healthy for your wife. And yeah, that's true. um and I get these teeny boppers on High Five. I'm not on High Five to go out on a date with anybody.
I know.
Stop sending me these teeny bopper, you know
Come on.
yeah. I mean, if you start talking to me on High Five, if you start talking to me on Facebook, on any place, and you start, playing that little game with me, you're gonna get blocked. Actually, there's somebody from oh, that was my back. From another website that I need to go and find that person on that website, block on that site, and then block from my messenger, because that person,
Won't leave you alone.
well, that person stepped over the line with what he said.
Oh, what'd he say?
Um, he wanted me to cyber.
What?
Cyber? And I said, no, I can't do that.
Oh, the other. Oh.
Yeah.
No.
So, I said, well, you have a girlfriend, aren't you there with your girlfriend? Yeah, but I need a guy. I'm like, excuse me, but,
Go to the gay bars.
yeah. And if you have a girlfriend, okay, maybe
You
that's
don't have much respect for her.
yeah, exactly. Maybe I don't understand. I don't know how old this person is. I think this person is like in their 20s. And maybe I don't understand the younger generation, but that's not something I want to understand.
They don't have morals.
Exactly. So the reason I haven't blocked that person on Messenger yet is because I have to find that person on that other website first, and block them there first, and then block them on Messenger. But I haven't been on Messenger much at all lately. I mean, I don't get on there much anyway, but I have one friend on there that I talk to, and thankfully she doesn't step over the line. I mean, we're friends. We've been friends a long time. Actually, we've been friends since Facebook. I mean,
That wasn't fun.
Since MySpace days. And
my shoulder popped.
Oh.
I was like, ow, ow.
And she said, thankfully, she said, look, I respect your relationship. Thank you. At least somebody, I mean.
Wow.
But and most of my friends are female. It's just the way it is. It's always been that way. But there is a line, and sometimes that line is not difficult to see. It's like really clear. And that one person on Messenger stepped over that line. But anyway, so once, I mean, I keep saying, give me another day or two, give me another day or two. Well, another day or two go by, and I'm still out of it. 3 weeks when you're, and it's not really our age, I don't think, because my uncle.
We had a lot of cleaning to do.
Yeah, my uncle,
moving, stuff.
What is he, 20, 30 years, 20-something years older than we are, and I wish I had his energy. I wish I had his health. But I mean, I can tell you, I come from good stock. But when you're so worn out, you don't just get over it in a day or two, especially when you get to a certain age or when you have certain health issues. And
well, we need to try to keep things more on a regular basis. Get it where you don't have a
Yeah.
pile of stuff all of a sudden.
And what I'm hoping is that the hospice, I don't know if my wife's going to stay with the same company. That,
I wonder if there is anybody else.
you know, let's see, um,
It's not like we're in a big city.
you know, um, now I have a preference
They tell me I
for,
have to go to Boston. I'll tell them to fucking go to Boston for me.
I have a preference
Known it.
for a particular company, but that company's not even anywhere close to us. They don't have an office anywhere in this area.
I don't think they cover Texas.
No, I mean I think they're mostly in the South, in Florida, Oklahoma, Texas. I don't know if they're in Arkansas or not, but
Sure, in Oklahoma, Florida, they get lots of business.
yeah, because of the older population.
Citizens.
Yeah, but
Probably drive them crazy.
you know. So anyway, so I've been using tobacco since I was, what, 14 would be a young teenager, young or middle teens, young teen. So
Knee high to a grasshopper.
yeah, so I've been using it for a long time. So it's not like,
You're just gonna give up and.
right, yeah, it's not something I can just, oh, have some, I'm gonna be uncomfortable for 2 or 3 days or a week. No, it's not like that. My body, my mind, my brain.
Your brain wants it.
Yeah, so it's just not gonna happen overnight. And I had this plan, and I still have it actually. I shouldn't say I had. I have a plan to quit. It's just because of some things that happened.
There's a little more stress on you right now.
Yeah, exactly. And frankly, getting some of that nicotine in my body feels good. Kind of calms things down. But I mean, there's been points where I've actually had 4 of these pieces of 4 milligram gum in my mouth, and I don't want to use that much. 4 milligrams is the most I want to use at any one time. Now, I will say this: I haven't been using it as long as, I haven't been keeping it in my mouth as long as I did initially. I'll keep it in my mouth. I'll get some of the effect, and I'll spit it out. That way, I'm not getting as much nicotine in my system.
Yeah, I wonder how specific their instructions for.
I don't know.
You know what I mean?
So I'm my goal is to start exercising and using the punching bag. I don't have a speed bag, but I do have a speed bag platform, but I need a speed bag. And I don't use gloves because if you are in a real fight, you don't have, oh, well, hold on a second. Let me go get my gloves and put them on.
Yeah, right.
So I don't use gloves, and it's a canvas bag. So, that'll,
We're gonna have to figure out how to get that to the basement soon too.
So,
That should be interesting.
another thing I wish we had would be a folding treadmill. But
maybe we could teach the cats to get on the treadmill with us.
yeah, and Lucky.
Oh God.
He needs the exercise. He loves going for long walks, though. But then he's,
John would be the one that needs a treadmill.
Yeah.
Well, not that he's fat, just get some of his aggression out on it.
Yeah. But
he chases his mother and his sister.
Yeah. So I'm using this instead of, like I said, there's tobacco in the freezer, but I'm not using it. It's not the tobacco I used to use anyway. It was like survival tobacco.
You're gonna leave it alone.
Yeah. Actually, what that tobacco is intended for is if things ever, what hits the fan, to use as a barter and trade. That's what it's for. It's not meant for me to use anyway. But which makes it that much easier not to use it. Plus, it's like flavored in a way that a flavor I don't like. So that again, so there are 2 things that make it easier not to use it and so forth. But I want to tell all you young people out there,
youngsters,
that please don't start using tobacco.
You're only hurting yourself.
Yeah, because you're going to get to a point.
You're gonna go, oh, I wish I hadn't started on this stuff.
Now, if you're however old you are and you're still young, you're in your teens, you're in your 20s, and you're using tobacco, please stop. Please just go ahead and put it down. Right now, you should be able to just put it
Give it up.
down and not take it up again. You may be uncomfortable for a week or two, but there's life there. You're going to be uncomfortable at times in life, and it's better to be uncomfortable for a week or two, quitting that stuff, than 20 years from now wondering how you're going to quit. Because it will become extremely difficult, and it's becoming more and more expensive. What did we figure? $200 a year?
Yeah.
That's just for me using dip, and dip is cheap. I can buy.
Depending on which brand you get.
Yeah, no. I mean, I was buying the Longhorn, which is cheap. Uh,
Some of that stuff's as bad as cigarette, high price cigarettes are.
yeah, like Copenhagen and Skoal is the same price as cigarettes, pretty much. And just please don't start. And if you have, please quit. It's not good for you. And I will get out there and start exercising, but I have to let my body and my mind just take a break after all the stuff we've been through. It's like one thing after the other lately. I mean, we had our wedding, which was stressful. We didn't sleep the night before, and and then all this medical stuff that's going on, which makes me really pissed off at the oncologist. And I'm not going to get into that one.
Kick him.
So I don't know. Just I still have this plan. I just need to let my mind and body just take a break, and then start doing it. But anyway.